Hello, friends. Today I'm going to talk about everything you need to know about the Indian ecosystem. I'll talk a little bit about technology, about what's happening in the political scenario, and how technology is going to change the game in the time to come. Having said that, what is happening right now is there's some kind of tweaking as far the direct taxes aren't concerned. But in my personal capacity, I think the need of the hour is to abolish the direct taxes. We as Indians are giving a lot of indirect taxes on everything. There's tax now. I think if things continue like this, there would be a time where we would be taxed for even speaking. So if we just understand where the tax money is going, I think a lot of questions would be answered. So, if India is looking for foreign investment and if India wants to give a conducive environment for the foreign companies to do investment, I think there's a lot to learn from Singapore. Singapore has good models which should be implemented in India as far as the tax benefits are concerned to the startups who are actually doing something in the intellectual property scenario. We talk about digital economy. When we talk about digital economy right now, if everything comes on the blockchain platform, a lot of transparency would be there. And when there would be a lot of transparency, the taxpayers' money would be utilized in the best possible way. So, what needs to be done right now is to understand where the tax money is going, and during the election time, every party is framing their pointers based around XYZ, but nobody actually talks about the ground level work, how it would be implemented, and what are the timelines. Because over the years, things have been not the way it should have been. And if Indira Gandhi and other thought leaders who were aware about what needs to be done to change India and make India a country where everybody can look upon, I think a lot has to be done. So the political parties need to have a very, very strong roadmap. You need to identify the clues how to understand what is happening in India. If I just see, in my personal view, I think every foreign entity wants to enter India. So after the Flipkart deal and the way Amazon has entered India, the market is very conducive for doing business as far the internet era is concerned. So when we talk about market, there are two main aspects which should be understood. What's the ask price and what's the bid price? Even when we are funding any startups, the first thing we ask is what's the ask price? And most of these startups are not able to explain why they are asking X price, because they really don't know what to do with the money. Because in the internet era, to start a business you don't need a lot of capital. It's just that the idea should be strong enough to sustain, and definitely there would be infusion of money in that startup when the startup grows to a level and the VCs are looking for good options where they can invest money. So, infusion of capital is there in the healthcare sector. There are three main aspects which have been discussed in India all over the years, that is roti, kapra, or makan. And at the same point of time is the healthcare sector, because healthcare sector has been commercialized in a manner where everybody is trying to be a part of that pie, because healthcare sector is a booming sector as far as the lifestyle diseases are concerned. A lot of people are suffering from lifestyle diseases, especially in the age bracket of 25 to 35. And there's special diseases which are happening right now in the age bracket of 35 to 45. And when you generally meet corporate people, everybody is so stressed out, and it's a very good business opportunity for all the doctors who claim to de-stress you. I think stress is a choice. What you need to understand is whether you want to choose happiness or you want to choose stress. So if you choose happiness, things work in your direction, because I think at the end of the day, it's a good vibes in an organization which can take an organization to the next level. When we talk about the healthcare sector, Fortis is being valued at INR 9,403 crores, which is a huge amount. And at the same point of time, something is happening in the healthcare sector, something is happening in the Walmart sector also. Walmart has purchased majority stakes for 16 billion USDs, which is a lot. So what is the outcome of the whole scenario, especially as the Walmart deal is concerned, is Flipkart employees are unhappy. I think one should see the bigger picture of understanding what ESOPs is all about. When we sign a document, we just sign blindly. We don't understand what is written in that document, because though we say a contract has to be binding on both the parties, whenever you sign a contract, you need to understand each and every line. And generally, as lawyers, we complex the things and we'll give you 100 pages of documents. So even without reading the whole document, we just sign it. So just be careful on what you're signing. It's just like, it's like kind of a death certificate. So be very careful on what you sign. So the ESOP document must be talking about all the terms and conditions, because of which Flipkart has been able to impose buyback of USD 500 millions, and at the same point of time they have allowed to encash the holdings fully in next 2 years. See, one needs to understand how the business models are run. It's supply and demand. The shares cannot go in public the way it has to be. So just to understand the whole concept, until unless the supply demand is not met, the share price is not going to rise. At the same point of time, share repurchase option is always there in the contract. So you should have studied those contracts even before commenting on why ESOPs are not good or why the employees are unhappy. You sign on something without reading it, there are consequences for that. Former employees can cash out 30% of the vested options. So I think that's a fair deal as far the deal is concerned. And when we talk about according to the sources, everybody's saying we invested our life in a startup. Many of the startups are failures. We should be paid well. I think right now in the ecosystem of India, the whole revolution is being seen as a large pie. So you should understand that when in the internet era, you can be an entrepreneur or you can be a part of a small startup. You can be part of a startup which is very enthusiastic and they believe in making things happen for the society. I think if the vision and mission statement of the founders, the core team is good, I think it's good to be part of that culture, because at the end of the day, you cannot take stress, because stress brings the worst in you. So be stress free. Whatever you're getting, enjoy it and go to the next level. Money is something which can be earned, but health is something, if it is degraded at any point of time, you cannot get your health back. What one needs to identify in the whole ecosystem is the lifeblood of any economy is based on export or import. When we talk about India right now, India imports 82% of the crude oil. So that is the reason why the GDP is not increasing over the years. So we need to find alternative solutions wherever the crude oil is being utilized. What are the technologies which can be implemented so that we don't have to import that much of oil? So these are the integrities which needs to be understood in a holistic approach, and everybody has to come on a same plane to understand the whole concept that we as Indians want to go to the next level. We want to increase the GDP. How the GDP is going to increase is by balancing the import and export. True innovator at heart, and once you apply the innovations for the humanity, the GDP is also going to increase and you would be solving a massive problem at the same point of time. So identifying the pain point in the business or in the community is the need of the hour. I do programs which talk about to be better you, and I think that is very, very important in this Industry 4 era where technology can be a boon or bane. So when I say technology can be a boon or bane, because at the same point of time we use technology, we are forgetting as humans how to use our common sense to resolve a lot of issues. So what is the need of the hour is to abstain and reframe yourself from using technology 24 cross 7. You need to give a break to technology as and when required. Learn your lessons from the past. If something that hasn't worked for you as far your business model is concerned or in the personal capacity, learn from it very fast and implement it in your daily routine. Do something which is able to identify your true potential. Once you're able to identify your true potential, I think every human, once you're able to identify your true potential, you can take yourself and people around you to the next level. With this, I sign off today, and I'll be happy to answer your questions related to intellectual property rights, how to go about creating intellectual property rights not only in India but across the globe, how to create intellectual property not only in India, how to create intellectual property rights and enter in different countries, and how intellectual property portfolio can be an asset in the long run as far as any merger acquisition is concerned. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.